Hello everyone! So today we're in a little bit of a different filming situation because I wanted to try something new today where I just do a bullet journal video, but unlike the Plan With Me's, I actually talk in real time to you and I come up with a spread from start to finish on camera. Usually when I do the Plan With Me videos, I have already invested a lot of time into thinking about the spreads and even pre-designing them and I know which direction I'm taking once I start filming them, and then I do the voiceover afterwards. But I just want to journal today. This isn't going to be like a planner spread that is super, I guess, practical in terms of it's not a habit tracker. I'm not creating any budget spread, but what I am going to do today is just do some journaling, which is one of my favorite parts about bullet journaling, is that it's a planner, but it's also a system that you can use to get your thoughts out and do some reflecting, some insightful investigation. And that's what I'm going to do today. We're going to chit chat while I do it. I have no idea what I'm doing. I actually think I'm going to follow some of the prompts that I put in my February Plan With Me. I did a list of journal prompts, and I think I'm just going to try and tackle a few questions on these 2 pages and see what kind of comes together. I'm excited to just play around with different materials and just let my mind go where it wants to go. Let me actually take a look back at that journal prompts. Maybe 16. When do you feel the most like yourself? I feel like that is a question that can allow myself the freedom to be very creative here. First thing that comes to my mind when I think about when I feel most like myself is when I'm creating. This is part of creating. This is part of creating. When I'm consuming creative content, like reading a good book. So one thing that I'm gonna try using is my Polaroid camera because I feel like it'd be cool to have a photo in here. I'm gonna take a photo of you because, as I mentioned, when I'm creating videos, I feel very much so aligned with who I am, and I feel like I can just really express myself. Currently using a wooden drawer set as a tripod, and my desk is a little cluttery, but a very real photo. So I think that'll look good maybe somewhere here. I'm wondering if I should just commit or if I should, ooh, you know what? No. I feel like I want to do a drop shadow, but maybe a drop shadow with a piece of paper. I feel like the brown would be nice. What do I have? Oh, do a little grid situation. What? Oh, that's cute. The day that I'm filming this is actually on a Wednesday. And on Wednesdays, for those of you who don't know, who don't follow me on Instagram, I do something called Q&A Wednesday, which you should definitely go follow me on Instagram at Caitlin Marie Silva so you see all the exciting things I talk about. But one of the questions I always get asked by people is oh, is this gonna be fine? Oh, I really like that. I think I'm just gonna commit to it. But anyways, one of the questions I get asked all the time is how I get inspired to keep up with my bullet journal. One of the ways I feel like in 2020, which I kind of touched upon on I think it was in March's Plan With Me, maybe it was in February's, but this whole just being a little bit more creative in the sense of playing with different textures, gluing things into my journal, not striving for such perfection, that has really re-inspired me to just keep up with my journal. And at the end of the day, I think a large part of what also helps is that I try and design spreads that I actually need and I actually feel are useful, not just ones that I know are popular or have no real value add to my life. And that's not to say that there's no value in spreads like this that don't have practical value, because I think the act of creating this is very powerful. But when it comes to the actual planner spreads, my weeks at a glance and my month at a glance, I just try and make them work for me, and that helps a lot. But that being said, there are times where I'm not as good at keeping up with my journal, and that's fine. I think I've stopped putting so much pressure on myself to always have it up to date. Oh shoot, I screwed up already. Okay, we'll just shift it, it's fine. I've tried to stop pressuring myself to feel guilty if I go a week or something where I'm not as on top of it with my planner. Again, I think that's one of the best parts about having a journal, whether you use it as a planner or just for journaling, is it's an expression of your reality. And if your reality is this week I'm not in the planning mood, that's fine. I wonder if I can write on a Polaroid with white pen. Oh my God, it works. It works. When in doubt makes stars. Oh, I just realized my YouTube play button is in this photo. That is so fitting. Side note, guys, we're almost about to hit 200K, which is baffling to me. I remember hitting that milestone, 100,000, and just being like, whoa, that is a crazy amount of people. And to think that that is doubled is like, whoa, like, I don't even know how to process that. I think it really hits me too when I meet people in person while I'm like out and about doing my thing in the city. And most of the time, like, I'm meeting you guys, and when we're talking, it's like I'm talking to a friend, and it puts into perspective that that's a representation of this audience and you watching this. Yeah, I just feel like very lucky that you choose to spend any of your precious time on me. It's cool to take you guys along for the ride, and it's really neat that YouTube has allowed me to find people that share a lot of the same passions that I do. I'm not making much progress here, so let's get this thing going. Back onto the topic though of how to stay motivated with your planner. I do think if you're really struggling though to like figure it out, I feel like setting a time that is specifically for, you know, updating your bullet journal each day is super helpful. For me, I try and like update my journal in the morning, and I feel like making that part of my morning routine makes it a lot easier to keep on top of it. Also, I just find it most helpful. Like, it's a helpful tool for me when I am using it in the morning, because then I can write my to-do list for the day. I do a little box. I'd love to use this somehow. I just think it makes a lot of sense to draw like some sort of book on typewriter paper. Bad. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but it's not bad. What's something else I love to do? Oh my god, I've been baking a lot recently. Oh, I know what I want. I want to do it this way. That looks whiskey enough. Like it'd be cool to add some sort of reading quote. Actually, I'm going to take this quote from one of my favorite books by Cassandra Clare. "One must always be careful of books," said Tessa, "and what is inside them, for words have the power to change us." Which I think is very true. I think books have for a very long time, well, since I can really remember, been such an important part of my life and my form of like kind of escaping reality. And now I use them also, you know, I like reading both to give myself a brain break, but also to give myself a brain challenge, especially now that I'm out of school. I feel like this quote is also fitting because I just recently read the latest release by Cassandra Clare, Chain of Gold, and it was so good. I feel so much nostalgia whenever I read her books because I have been reading them since I was in grade 6. So this is a new series, but it's set in the same like Shadowhunter world. If any of you have read a Cassandra Clare book, then you would know what I'm talking about. And the fact that it's set in the same setting of books I read when I was in grade 6, like I'm 23 now. That's definitely like half my life I've spent in this universe, and it's just so cool. Like, this is one of the reasons why I just find reading so magical, is that characters can just stick with you. Something I want to do is just a rough city skyline. I want it to look like I just doodled it in, because that's what I'm doing. Oh no. No, my arrow looks like shit. And that, my friends, is why they created whiteout. I think I need to carry over this grid pattern, because I think when you're doing 2-page spreads, you need like elements that link the two together. So we're gonna need black washi tape, we're gonna need some grid. I don't even know what I'm creating right now, but what if I did? Okay, I'm just gonna glue. I don't usually do this. This is so liberating. I'm not waiting to see if things are gonna pan out. I'm just like, no. Glue it down, make it permanent. So really like this ripped vibe that I've been going for. Sometimes I try and finish off the edges of washi tape very cleanly. In this case, no. What's something else? So maybe look at the prompts here. Okay. Oh, an ideal day. Another question I frequently get asked is, what are my favorite bullet journal supplies? And I feel like if you watch my Plan With Me's, you kind of get an idea of the staples that are in my life. One of which is this white pen from Sakura. It's a jelly roll pen in size 08. Black washi tape I think is really great. It's a really easy way to add a pop to your spread that is very aesthetically pleasing, at least in my opinion. Obviously it's not everyone's cup of tea. I also really like my little circle tracer here, which I talk about frequently, but this comes in handy quite a bit. I'm not going to use it today, I don't think, because I'm feeling more square rectangular vibes from this. I will have links to all of the products in the description box below. I'll actually link a few of my favorite bullet journal supplies. When it comes to my ideal day, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to make it a list, one of which is spending time with my familia, quality reading session, shocker, time outdoors. I work from home, so there are days where I sometimes don't make it out of my apartment, and those are days that aren't usually super fun. So I try and make a point of getting it outdoors, even for just like 10-15 minutes every day. Having a good cup of coffee, making memories with friends. It would be really hard to do all of these things in one day, but that's why it's an ideal day, not a realistic day. I'm actually gonna add a little plant doodle. It'll match up with the little building doodle that I have here. I feel like a cup of coffee would work here too. Oh my god, I committed. I'm just really going for it. I think sometimes people, when they are using their journal, think that it just has to be perfect, and the reality is, no, it doesn't. It doesn't have to always look Pinterest, Instagram worthy. Mistakes are part of the fun. Now the last final section. Maybe bringing this would be a nice like closure on that. Okay, let's just do it. A little black washi there, and we'll just do an inspiring quote. Oh my goodness. Heyo. Genius. Actually, no, we are not going to do an inspiring quote. We're actually going to write something down from a book that I'm currently reading called Super Attractor by Gabrielle Bernstein. In this book, she talks about the 3-step choose again method, which is all about like re-shifting negative thoughts into something that are more positive. And the steps are to notice the thought, to catch yourself in it. Step 2 is to forgive yourself for having that thought. To quote her on page 8, she says, "Forgive yourself for being misaligned and celebrate your desire to shift." And step 3 is to choose again. And she says specifically, answer this question in your journal. What is the best feeling thought that I can find right now? I also really like this section where she has some morning mantras. Some daily affirmations that you can say, you can start your day with. I'm excited to continue reading it. If you are someone who is familiar with the law of attraction, then it might be something worth checking out. I haven't gotten through it yet, so can't for sure say what my thoughts are on it. I do like the fact that already in chapter 1, I felt like even with these steps, it's like a practical process to follow to reshift things. Drop shadowing to my number circles here. I'm going to do some more circles at the top because there's a little blank space here. I've really been into adding like little doodles everywhere. Oh, I just realized practice makes perfect is one of the texts on this typewriter paper, and I think I'm going to highlight that. It's dawning on me as I'm reading through this that I've never actually read the words on it. And I used it in a whole Plan With Me video. There could have been like very vulgar stuff written on that paper, and I would have never, I would have never noticed. I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I really liked how this turned out. It's very black and white, but I think there's a lot of character to it. really wanted to do this video both like to inspire you and also to inspire myself to take more of these opportunities to just get out whatever's in your brain onto paper, create something that inspires you. Just the act of like putting a spread together, I find can be really therapeutic, and hopefully it was enjoyable for you to watch. I'm really curious to see how this video turns out because I've never done something like this in this style before. So if you want to see more of it, be sure to like this video. Let me know in the comment section down below what is one thing that would be part of your ideal day. I will see you all very soon with a new video, and until then, bye everyone.